Your mama.
See, and that's why strawberry kale milkshake is the fitness shake to go, audience. So
I did not know that, but now I guess I know I did. But hey, I got to do the dishes.
there you go. There you go.
Okay, good. My iPad's at 15%, so I can talk about my first book
Nice.
when we
Do,
get there.
do. So, did anything interesting happen to y'all in the past
I did the
24 hours?
dishes. I took out the trash. I didn't get to go to the library, but I'll go on Friday.
Gotcha. Got to finally watch that Killer of Killers, audience, that Predator movie. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Can't wait to see that K-pop Demon Hunter movie.
See,
Looks
I can't
good.
wait to see. I can't wait to see all my the end game sequence Predator style. Like so, yeah. You know.
Mhm.
Mhm. Do. Although I
Nothing too
will
much
say,
happened today.
I will say this: that what happened at the end of that movie makes me more willing to accept seeing the Predator Iron Man armor come back. So I hated it as much as
No,
everybody else. I hated
no,
it
you
as much
don't.
as everybody else.
It literally takes away the whole point of humans fighting predators. That they just get super armor. They just make them invincible and stronger than all the predators.
Dude, like I'm like thinking like, what the hell do the humans have at that point? To
The
go up
same thing
against
they've
an
been having.
army.
Bullets still kill predators. Just go to an
Mhm.
armor base.
Like I'm like, dude, you literally have like an army of predators, man, going
Mm-hmm.
hunting you down. So okay, just one just one person with the armor, and just destroy that that crap midway into the battle, and okay, there you go. So oh yeah. Well, anyway, guys, come on, get started.
Sure.
All right. Well, welcome to Comic Fanatic Live, the news and reviews of the week, audience. You're here, me, CryptoZeeker415. Hey, I don't have an intro today, but come on, it's my brother's birthday, so cut me some slack. So
No, you
That counts as
said
an
yesterday
intro.
you can have one tomorrow.
it was my brother's birthday, man. Come on, I was too busy celebrating it. Okay. So
Nah, fine. No intros then. Bring your wall here. Go, witch.
I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, and my fabrics have shipped. Well, one of them did,
nice.
so that's fun.
And together, audience, we are the Fanatics, here to bring you the news and reviews of the week. And on our special Tuesday nights, we bring you the reviews. What do we have for you today? A little bit of Predator content, a little bit of, Pride Special, a new set of Avengers, quote unquote, on the new, you know, and yeah, maybe some red, white, and blue superheroes, emphasizing the red tonight, audience. So yeah. Also, I hear we have a thing called
Oh yeah,
social.
they gotta stop with this bullshit. Okay? No
What?
team should be calling themselves the new Avengers. They call themselves the Avengers or something else.
Yeah, dude, it just kind of reminds me like I'm an electrician, right? Every time when I would go to a panel and I see like an old ass panel, you're talking about like 5 years old at minimum, right? And it has a circuit labeled new bedroom. Like, yeah, that helps. So, mhm.
But yeah, we do have socials if anyone cared.
Yep. Go ahead,
First of all,
Witch.
Jake's dead, and my iPad's at 15%, so I'm gonna try to get this quick so I can talk about my book.
Okay.
First of all, subscribe to us. We are almost there to 100 subscribers. Yeah, so stay tuned for that nonsense whenever that happens, So subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at Comic Fanatic 69 because if any of y'all call it X, I'm gonna block you personally. Yeah, but if you don't want to follow the whole squad, and you just want to follow me and what I do, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. My TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. I post stuff sometimes. Wink wonk. You can also follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Northstar Aria. You can follow me on RedNote/Xiaohongshu at Witch of Jotun because even though I barely use it, why not follow me? I might post something on there soon. Who knows, to be honest with you.
Yep.
You can also find, if you want to support your boy financially, if you want to, I have a Ko-Fi at Witch of Jotunheim. Like I said, Jake is dead. Austin's doing his thing, and Cryptid is also doing his thing.
Yo. So
yeah, let's
all
get
right.
the show on the road.
Let's go on to our first comic of the night, audience.
I specifically asked for my book to be first, for a very specific reason. So I'm talking about Marvel Voices Avengers Academy, issue 46, titled Retcon. So we get introduced to the Avengers Academy team with everyone's favorite student, like founding student, Jack-O-Lantern, who's on the cover. I'm wondering, who the fuck is that? I don't know. He's everyone's favorite student, apparently. You know, he's best buddies at baking with Kid Juggernaut. You know, can you go to the first picture, please? He likes to submit crude fan fiction about Spider-Man and the Human Torch, because who wouldn't want that?
Can I please say something?
Yes.
As a long-term Venom fan, Jack Leonard is a Venom villain who like gets his back broken and dies all the time. So I don't understand why any kid growing up would take on that name and costume.
I'll get to it in a moment.
Okay.
I'll get to it later. But anyways, yeah, sending Lemon fan fictions for his classroom assignments. Who wouldn't love?
Cool.
Zara loves him, you know, even though he's clogging the goddamn shower drain like an asshole. Like, dang. You know, he stole Rhinoceros's loot that she stole. Like, how dare you? She stole that fair and square. What the fuck's wrong with you? You know, still annoying the shit out of Carol because she can't catch a break apparently with these kids. You know, even Aaron and Kari like him. Oh my god. But Jack is just sending pictures of his ass to Aaron for some reason. I don't know. That's kind of a douchey thing, man. It's like, hey, let Aaron have a situationship, okay? It's not a crime. And you know, he's like, and he goes to the fucking greenhouse where Blackheart likes to chill out, and he's like, "What's this book?" And he's like, it's the Bright Hold, you know, it's the key to all white magic. And Jack is like, "Oh, can I borrow it? You know, for learning?" And Gabriel's like, "No, bitch." And guess what? He's going on a date with his girlfriend Brielle. If you're wondering what the fuck, don't worry about it. Because if you switch to the next picture, thank you. Sheila is not happy about this revelation because guess what? Some shenanigans happened, and she gets to swap back, and everything is somewhat back to normal now. She's like, "What the fuck? I remember you fucking did this, you fucking douchebag." Because you know how Sheila's powers work. She can swap with people. Yeah, that's how it works. Something went wrong, and the switch was too wrong, and yeah, things got retconned, which was weird as hell. Anyways, so Kari and Aaron pull up, and Kari's like, suspicious. So I'm gonna pull off this head now. You could switch to the next picture. Hello, and so yeah, Kari's like, I fucking knew it, this dweeb. Oh my god. And so like, Aaron is like, do you know this kid? And like, Kari's like, yeah, our parents worked together. We used to hang out a lot when we were a kid. Unfortunately, he was my first kiss. And Jack was like, no, I'm like super straight. And I'm like, God, this guy's an incel, dude. He's a Reddit 4chan incel. Ew. Yeah, we don't like incels. He's lame as hell. So yeah, Kari's like, I can't believe I actually kissed you. That's gross. Anyways, so you know, Gabriel gets back the Bright Hold because it's like, how fucking dare you take that from him? Anyways, an annoying amount of time later, everything's back to normal. But something is up with Brielle. Like, she's a little bit bothered about something. And she was like, hey, what's wrong? And Brielle's like, oh yeah, I think I need to figure out who I am personally. Like, this is nothing against you, girly pop. Like, I love you. Like, let's make a freaking blood pact with my cool little Ayabello steak. It's great. and they promise that they will get back together. Like they're on a break. They're not like broken up. I need to preface that. Like after that. Anyways, so Brielle's packing up, and Aaron and Lunella are walking past, and Aaron's like, "Yo, what? Running away's my thing. Like, what you doing?" And Brielle's like, "Oh, I'm going home to Atlanta. I'm gonna go talk to my mom about me. You get the idea." And so I'm gonna switch to the last picture. There you go. And Brielle was like, "Oh, I'm scared though. I talked to Sheila about it, and I told her I just needed a break, but I don't want to do it alone." Aaron's like, "Don't worry about it, bestie. We're gonna go on a road trip. Yay!" So yeah, I actually looked up this Jack character, this Jack-o'-lantern character, and he's actually the kid of the previous Jack-o'-lantern. He's actually related to the previous one, which was insane.
That would have to be the only explanation why somebody would want to.
Yeah, because if he sees Venom, he's going to die.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Anyways, yeah, that's the end of the book. I wanted to get through that quickly because my iPad is dying.
Yeah, no joking, audience. Yeah. First time I ever saw Jack-o'-lantern in comics, he got his head blown off like Punisher.
Yeah.
So,
head blown off. He showed up in Age of Venom, got his back broke. Showed up fighting actual Venom, died. He got revived and got killed again doing like Agent Absolute Carnage or something.
I don't know much about the original Jack-o'-lantern, but from what I read about this book, this issue, this kid is such an incel, dude. He needs to get a grip.
No.
Get a grip. Man. Go actually talk to a woman for once in your goddamn life, you fucking weirdo. He's like, "You better not touch my Funko Pops." It's like, oh, geez, you're one of those people? Ugh. Wow. Cringe. Go to therapy. Go touch grass.
Wait, first of all, you shouldn't be touching stuff that don't belong to you anyway. That's not cringe. That's a valid thing. These are collectibles. Don't touch my Funko Pops.
No, I like Funko Pops, but there's certain people that make it their entire personality, and it's like, you don't have to make this shit your entire personality. I have Funko Pops. I plan on getting more of the Castlevania Funko Pops, okay? In the future. But, like, I don't know. It's just, like, his entire interaction with some of these characters is just, like, dude, go touch grass. Go outside.
Audience, I was never a fan of Funko Pops, yet somehow I found myself in possession of, like, over 20 of them because they have to make a Funko Pop.
Can you guys hear me?
For any... Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I lost connection for a little bit.
Gotcha. No, I was just saying how I don't like Funko Pops. Yet I am a collector, right? And
I get it.
I just happen to end up getting over 20 Funko Pops because they made it in a way in which if you collect literally any collection, audience, you're likely going to need to get a Funko Pop of them, or maybe 10 or 20 of them because it's part of it, So
yeah, you can't win.
Exactly.
Like, luckily, some like Funkos are easier to collect than like Nendoroids. So unfortunately, I do have to collect Funko Pops sometimes. And some of them are kind of cute, but some of them are just not.
Yep.
And I kind of wish that Kirby one was made, like that fan-made Kirby one. I kind of wish it was made.
Yep. And then you might find yourself lucky and finding one of those misprinted Funko Pops. And one of the geek source I go to, audience, there's a Funko Pop of what's his name, Sorcerer Supreme, that fusion between Doctor Strange and Captain America. Damn, I forgot that. Soldier Supreme, yes. Supreme. And it's being sold for $200 because apparently
the weapon Hex one, which was the one between Wanda and Laura, I see those like everywhere. Like I still see them around.
Ah, okay.
And
well, for Soldier Supreme specifically, why that's so high is because apparently there was a misprint where it was missing an A or something on its design, so it's a collector's item. So
to be honest with you, I think if Marvel and DC got off their ass and agreed on something, I think we could get the Amalgam Universe Funkos made if they really wanted to make more money.
Exactly.
But then the scalpers would get to them quicker than most.
Why do y'all like that universe so much? Half the fusions are fucking redundant.
To me. I think it's very interesting on the
creativity Spiderman
that you can do when you mash up different characters.
I guess people just want the Superboy of that universe to trump the Spider Boy of now. I'm sorry, the Spider Boy of that universe to trump the Spider Boy we have today.
I'm saying they
So-
fused
I just think it's
They fused
interesting.
Spider-Man
I
and
just think it's a very interesting
Superboy.
universe, and I would love to see more of it.
And one of those powers greatly outtrash the other one. Like he has no reason to use the other power.
Like
That's
you were gonna
true.
tell me that you don't think Shatterstar and Starfire's mashup is cool as hell. Like I think it's cool as hell.
No,
Ex-
I think you can be more creative with the matchups too.
Hey,
What these two
explain-
characters, at least Starfire and like him, have some in common fuse.
Mhm.
Spider-Man and
Yeah, their names.
Superboy had nothing to fuse together.
No, I think Generation
Yeah.
Hex was one of the more interesting ones, to be honest with you. You mashed up the
Excellent.
DC's Western comics with Generation X plus North Star and Aurora for some reason. I don't know why they're there, but whatever. I think it was a very interesting thing, man. I think it was very interesting.
Explain to me this, guys. If you have the powers and invulnerability of Superman, right? Why would you need a shield?
Extra protection, cool trick shots.
I just want to throw it. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
You're
Krypton,
already
you just want to
fast-
look cool. Is that crime?
You're already faster than a speeding bullet at that point. Like, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
you
but
can
that's
still
all I
look
mean,
cool
though.
while
Like,
you're throwing a shield
so
at
it makes
someone
some of the
faster than a
fusions
bullet.
very redundant. So that's why I don't find it interesting. If they redo it and try to make it more interesting, sure.
It's interesting. I don't know. I just think it's a very interesting universe, and I know we're never getting it again, but I think it would be. I think it's cool. But yeah. Anyways, that was Avengers Academy. They're skipping a week, but we'll be back with 2 issues the next week afterwards. So stay tuned.
All right. So, you guys want to move on? Or any final thoughts? Okay,
It was
all
good. Jackson and Norm kisses.
The fact that Moon Girl is still supposed to be 10 is fucking ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, okay, let's move on, guys. So, Austin, all you, buddy.
So, Predator versus Spider-Man. So, this book is interesting. It starts off, people don't remember, we left off with Predator attacking Mary Jane. Well, not Mary Jane specifically, but the train car that Mary Jane was on. She trying to help this other girl who was with her. We don't really know her. I don't think she's like a long-term Spider-Man person, or she is like from the 60s. And I ain't read that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I started Spider-Man from the 80s. I ain't go that far back.
Okay.
But more and more people are finding like all the strung up dead bodies of the Predator. Well, the human bodies that he strung up.
Yeah.
So it's getting interesting. This guy, the first guy to find him is attacked. Go to the next picture.
Look at that.
So these pictures are out of order. I guess I didn't realize it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So no, we went over it, but I didn't realize it. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
So we just go from here. Craven's plotline, like totally unconnected, like it does not matter. Craven is like still in the same room talking about, this hunter is pretty good. I really want to fight him now. And then early in his book, there's a black FBI agent hunting down, trying to figure out what's going on. She finds Peter Parker, tries to get him. He sneaks out the apartment. She ends up running into Craven and they fight. Craven beats her up, obviously.
Of course.
So, we don't respect women here.
Hey, I'm pretty sure some of the prey that Craven's hunted are also females, like of course there had to be a female tiger or an elephant he killed a time or two, come on. So,
probably. But basically he finally leaves. He's actually trying to track down this monster now. Go to the next wizard.
It's a triple fake one.
Yeah. This follows up with the Mary Jane plot line, where this miner just found the dead body shrunk up because apparently they're like at one of the train stations, and as you can see, this guy gets messed up.
Remember how it wasn't too long ago, audience, when we all thought Marvel's gonna go ahead and skin Mary Jane alive for the X-Men gala at one point?
They did do that.
they skinned her. I thought her body was just possessed.
No. That bitch was wearing that girl.
And what was her name?
I think it was Moria. Who was that?
I thought it was Charles Xavier's sister who did that.
No, I thought it was Moria. I don't remember, bro. It might have been Cassandra Nova. I don't know.
Look at that! Look at that, audience. A mutant decides to wear a person's body as a costume without their consent. Wow.
Look, think about it like this, bro. She's a redhead. She has no soul, so she gave her a soul.
Oh God.
Okay. This predator here has no honor. He is a bad blood. So a bad blood predator are the ones who doesn't follow any of the rules. They don't care if you're fighting back or not. The predators are a more honorable race, despite their creepy name. So he's not a good guy. He's probably the worst bad blood we ever seen. So we didn't really get a lot in the movies.
How dare this predator give the name Predators a bad name? You know? Wow.
But yeah, so as you can see, he is ruthless. He does not care. There's that picture.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, I would say this book is pretty straightforward, so we're just getting to the point. But once Kraven tracked down, Kraven and Spiderman finally closing in on this predator. But as they did, they set off a trap, and that trap let out a signal. And now the other predators who have been hunting this bad blood as well know he's on the plan, and they're here to collect. So now we have Peter versus Kraven versus the Skinner, who is the bad blood predator, versus 1, 2, 3 other predators, and then there's a fourth one on the ship.
God. I kind of feel like Spider-Man is more of like a side character in the Predator story in here, you know?
That's why I told people before the book came out. I think we said it every time we reviewed any issue for Wolverine and Black Panther, at least the first issue of Black Panther. They said it did Kraven versus Predator.
But I guess the marketing department are like, okay, that's not going to sell the name Kraven as much as people like him. You know, you gotta go Spider-Man.
Only Spider-Man people read this, but we say Spider-Man versus Predator, everybody will read it.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
but it's going to be interesting because Peter and Kraven both have no understanding of this race. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see them both tackle the predators from different angles. Because, like I said, since each one so far has impacted canon one way or another, whether you believe it or not, because they don't really tell you if it's true or not.
Yeah.
We don't know if Wolverine's capture gear is still made from Predator stuff. That might be fake bullshit they used to tie the book in. Gotcha. But I want Kraven to take Predator gear going forward.
That would give Kraven's son something to distinguish him by, audience. You know,
that'll give him at least give him a good power boost arc to go with for a little bit. That could be interesting.
It would,
but
no.
I guess we'll see.
What you do is this is a SAS code change, Austin. You have Kraven decide to go in outer space and stay there for a while to hunt the.
He decides to go back to their planet and hunt them.
Not just Predator's planet, but just all around. You know, it's like, okay, I've already been on Earth for a good amount of time. I've hunted every critter, every beast that they had to offer. You know, so
you hunted dinosaurs. You hunted squirrel girl.
There you go. You know,
that wouldn't even be fair.
But yeah, I can see it, man. I think it'll be interesting. Because in the Predator book by Marvel, they already have humans wearing Predator gear and now Predators. So I kind of would like to see Kraven just. I guess we wouldn't he wouldn't get his own book about it. But just him sort of in different cosmic arcs, hunting down different things. Stuff could be interesting. We randomly was hunting people and then ended up in Deadpool for a while.
I remember that. Oh man. Deadpool made one of his servants turn Kraven into crap. It happened, audience. He ate him.
Okay.
All right. But regardless, yeah, it does seem like a good book. Pick it up if you're a Predator fan, audience, because it feels more Predator world building than it does Spider-Man. So so
They just need to tell us if this is canon or not.
it'll slyly be canon. So
It's canon enough that to break anything. And then you be like, what happens during this time period? And you just like, okay.
there you go. But anyway, Austin, any final thoughts on this before we move on?
I think it's good. This book is very bloody, despite not
Mhm.
being red band or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm actually scared to see what a Predator red band book will look like if this is the standard we're going with right now.
Man, it's funny you should mention that because like my brother is like, on the ifs about like showing his 12-year-old son the Killer of Killers movie, right? The Predator one, the latest one that just came out.
No, that's not that bad.
And I'm like trying to tell him, dude, you literally showed your son the first Predator movie. A guy got skinned alive. A guy got his arm melted. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, like the Predator, it's only like graphic scenes. I would say like in the Viking era, a guy get hit, but it like uppercut into the ceiling. That makes like a big splatter, and then a guy loses an arm later. It's not like a lot of actual blood and gore.
Exactly. So, but hey, everybody has their standards. But anyway, all right then. I guess with that, audience, we can move on to the next book. And I got this one, Red Hulk #5. This is continuing off the Prisoner of War arc, where Red Hulk and is trying to make a break for it from Latveria because he and a bunch of other known characters like Machine Man and Deathlock have been taken in as POWs during this whole reign of doom, And oh man, I was just so hyped up from the last issue. It ended with okay, up to date audience. Thaddeus Ross for the past month or so since the Doom reign has been happening, Doctor Doom has fully sucked out all the radiation from Thaddeus Ross, right? So yeah, he's having trouble going back into Hulk form. So this is where Machine Man had the brilliant idea of shooting a nuke at Thaddeus Ross, right? Yeah, and hey, a good as time as any because Doctor Doom pinpointed their location and he's sending swarms and swarms of Doom bots at Red Hulk,
Why are you so happy to tell me that an old man has performance anxiety? You don't tell this man to pop a Viagra and get to work? What's happening?
No, his Papa Viagra was seeing a Latvian flag on the White House.
Did he say Papa Viagra?
Yeah, he's talking about this old man got performance issues.
That is a him problem, not a him problem.
He got sucked dry, man. Like literally.
Dude, don't say that.
His radiation got sucked dry by Victor Von Doom, which, right?
That still sounds like a euphemism.
Gotcha. But anyway, regardless, like he has plenty of rage to ignite his Red Hulk form once he gets back, right? And luckily, the nuke ended up bringing his Red Hulk side back. And right now, audience, he is angrier than I've ever seen him, right? Like fire emitting all around him. He's trashing Doobobs left and right as if they were the actual Victor Von Doom, because this is what he's going to do to them, man. How dare this guy put the Latvian flag in the White House? Like, damn, dude.
It's hard to buy this when he just fought and beat Dormammu.
Huh?
I said, it's hard to be like, oh yeah, Red Hulk just gonna go fuck him up. It's like, this dude just fought Dormammu.
Oh, you're talking about Dr. Doom?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Red Hulk doesn't know about that.
No. I say the timing is interesting because I like the idea. He just shows up like right after that fight, dude. Like, bro, come on.
But dude, he is so mad. He is freaking shooting gamma rays out of his eyes, dude. I don't think I have never seen Red Hulk do this, man. Look at this panel. Like he's eviscerating every robot that's coming. Like for me, the testament of a really great Hulk book is when I think back to the early 2000s Hulk movie where they're playing that orchestra, by the legendary Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, and that's what I was playing in my mind as I'm watching this, man. Thaddeus Ross is angry. He is hurt. He will ensure there's an American flag in Latveria after this. Yeah.
What's your obsession with?
Yeah, I'm about to say
America
you're gonna say that 5 times,
colonizing
bro.
a sovereign nation? What's your obsession with that?
It's taking your own medicine after what Dr. Doom did, So
No, it's not. He
and,
talked to the leader and made peace. You're talking about actually taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I know America's known for this shit, but like I think this is a little too far.
And then he's imprisoning everybody who went against him.
Oh, you mean like Thaddeus Ross did the Hulk? Oh my God.
But anyway, so the fight commences, and Machine Man finally gets a signal from the U.S. government, right? They need a rescue point. They need their soldiers right now. They're trying to escape a prison camp by Dr. Doom, but they're kind of telling him that we can't enter Latvian soil. You have to come into the border of it, this and that, right? So after trashing the Doombots, and Red Hulk grabs it too, and they manage to make their way on to the recon point, right? And this is where they meet the incoming helicopters and jets coming into from the U.S. military to retrieve them. And the colonel of this fleet, at first I thought that was James Rhodes,
No, it's a black dude. No, if it's a black dude, it's probably the successor of Thaddeus Ross, who was in Gamma Flight and Mortal Hulk and shit.
There you go. I mean, he has a mustache, I'll tell you that. So
yeah.
That's
I don't think Rhodes is known for having like a full-on mustache.
No, it's that guy who became Abomination in Gamma Flight.
I'll have to look it up. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Gotcha. So anyway, this guy's telling Thaddeus Ross to kind of Hulk down, and Ross is like saying, "I'll have none of that. Now tell me what's going on." I'm assuming you're signaling to me in your own petty way that you're under a breach of military law, and Red Hulk knows he's hiding something, right? Say it. What is it? And that's when the guy brings out that, right now the U.S. is under treaty with Latveria, and right now Thaddeus Ross, you and the other two, Deathlock and Machine Man, are committing a war crime right now. So we're here.
Machine Man?
I know. Well, he's part of the escapees of
No. I get why he's here.
Yeah.
I don't get why Doom would take Machine Man, is what I'm saying. When it comes to Doom's plan, Machine Man would not hear.
Hey, he saw what Machine Man did during the Iron Man 2020 event, so he was pretty. He was a pretty central figure in that, so he could go Che Guevara on for Robot Kind, So
Deathlock is at least is this time traveling murderer. Yeah, let me lock him up.
Yep. And this is where Red Hulk gets pissed. You bend the knee to Doom? Let me bring this up crystal clear. America has no kings.
You should tell that to
we don't.
The Rotten Orange in office right now.
Yeah. As Red Hulk starts,
starts
fighting against them. Yeah.
First of all, Doom's not a king. Second of all, since Witch brought it up, I do want to say something about that protest, because they should have waited.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that was a good chance.
No. They did it on his birthday, but he's not gonna care. Like he stated, he doesn't care. The day you should have did it is on Independence Day. The day we fought against the king and won.
No, hear me out though. Hear me out. We can have two protests.
Look, I really don't want this.
No, we're gonna move on. It was just so weird to me then. The No Kings protest was on the day we beat a king.
Okay.
We can have multiple protests, dude.
But anyway, the way Hulk sees it, man, Doctor Doom is king of the world. So, and America had to bow down to him. So,
Man, God, Emperor Doom. This is an emperor. One
Yeah,
your
there's a
term.
difference between a king and an emperor, Cryptic. Get the facts straight.
Like, hey, America is bound down to every word that Doctor Doom is saying. That's pretty much someone an elitist that Red Hulk has to fight against.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
Is the citizens of America getting affordable or at least free healthcare?
It's free. Yeah, it's free.
Free healthcare? Okay.
Yeah. And they're also villainizing vampires too. So yeah, there's that. And
God forbid people afflicted with a disease get healthcare as well, Cryptid.
Yeah, God's forbid, man. God's forbid.
Gotcha. So Machine Man's asking, "What's the plan now, boss?" And Thaddeus Ross is like, "Same as it ever was. Destroy anything and anyone that serves Doom. Defy any system that supports this global beeping co-op. We're at war with the world." Like,
so let's destroy America. The country love.
Go ahead. We're destroying the figure that's enslaving America right now. So he's going after Doom. Amen to that, Thaddeus Ross, dude. Damn, I love that.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And the issue, the issue pretty much ends with, unfortunately, the government has obtained like some gamma dampening rays, so they shot it at Thaddeus Ross, and unfortunately, this takes out all the radiation out of him again. So now these three are back to being prisoners. Like, God dang it, man.
That's my problem with this book. So it feels like when we complained about Phanatic 4. Yeah. So if you're only reading One World Under Doom, they actively point out and bring out how Doom basically made the world utopia outside the heroes fighting. But then if you go on every other book, there's always something big going on that somehow the Avengers just don't know about, despite them like being on top of those situations.
Yeah.
So it feels like one of those situations where each writer just doing their own thing, but no one's talking.
Because in Avengers Academy, like literally, if Blackheart wasn't there, Doom would have actually helped the Avengers Academy deal with Hydra. More.
Okay, but I guess this is just like, the caveat to events in general.
This is probably the best of this situation because he starts something and he ends up back where they were. It's a shitty ending, but at least it makes sense. But if you go by like Bucky's book and then like the other tie-ins, it's like how the Avengers don't know what's happening here. This a nuke went off in your homes in America.
This event makes no sense.
A nuke went off in America, and they're still acting like Doom did nothing wrong in the Avengers main book.
For real.
This book makes this event does not make any sense. At least Blood Hunt was tied together, and it made sense.
Because we also have to remember this was not the event they originally planned. Because remember we
know it was last minute, but damn, y'all could have talked a little bit more about it before y'all put it out.
You could have given it another half year.
Man,
I think it's fun. They rushed the event out, and then Doomsday got pushed back anyway.
Yep. Okay, I will say this.
They do that, man. I hate when they do that.
That's
they
true.
Release something like an event to tie in with a fucking movie, like they did it with Civil War, man. Civil War 2.
Okay, but anyway, I do also want to comment on the cover for the next issue. I should have posted that up, right? You see Red Hulk chained up in an operating table, and what do you see in the shadowy figure above him? What looks like a Godzilla. I'm like, oh my God.
No,
you're telling me Dr. Doom even imprisoned the American kaiju? Oh, buddy, it is on, man. It is on. No.
You're lucky I'm not
a way to keep me from
scripted.
You don't hear me talk. I drink.
Yeah, I just want to see all the patriots, superheroes going after Dr. Doom and beating the crap out of him. Yeah. Again, I always say this: John Walker should have been in this book, and I'm really upset
Yeah.
that he wasn't. So,
No, should have been this book.
I think he might have
Yeah.
other better things to do.
No, he was in a bad. He was in a way worse book.
yes, which he was in a horrible one.
Yeah, who hasn't been in an awful book? Everyone's been in an awful book.
Yeah, he was in a book. He was in a tie-in by Lansing and Kelly. You know my history of those two. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for the Red Hulk audience. So we'll move on to the next book now. So
Okay, hi. I'm talking about Monster High Pride, but I'm only going to be briefly talking about it because it's kind of similar to what they did last year. And I'm going to talk about the other two Pride books very, very briefly because I feel like that makes sense. I need a preface. I didn't hate any of the Pride books this year, but I do have opinions on it. If you wanted to know what happens in this, we have our two main couple, our two only queer couples at Monster High, which is Claudine and Toralei, and Valentine and Spelden, or Kyrian, I guess you could say, Kyrian and Spelden, if you want to get technical.
I actually kind of respect that because I realize it's becoming a thing where either like the couples are like outmatched, or like 90% straight and 2% like 10% queer, or like 9% queer or 10% straight. So I think you need a healthy mix.
I'll be right back.
When it comes to a lot of stuff.
do like how Monster High is like keeping it very minimal with their couples, but like I think it would be interesting to maybe explore other characters as well who might have potentially came out as queer but were told not at the right time. So basically, if you were curious what the synopses, whatever the plural synopsis are of these two stories, is the Toralei and Claudine one takes place 2 years before the events of New Scaremester, where this was them at a math camp, like a math summer camp, and everything like that. And that's where that's when they started like officially dating, I guess you could say, admitted their feelings after beating this set of twin vampires that look like e-boys and e-girls for some reason. You'll understand if you saw them. And so the second one between Kyrian and Spelden is basically them actually admitting their feelings to each other in the more present era, thanks to the help of Wisp and a little illusion at a carnival. The stories were really cute. The art was amazing as always. I have both variant covers now, so finally I got the last one of the Valentine Spelden one the other day, which is great because I needed it. Cheese. But here is my main issue with the Pride books from like the comic books. Okay, this is my issue. You guys ready for this?
Yep.
They use the same characters every year, and they're not really telling new stories. And like I feel like that's like a reoccurring thing that you see. Like obviously there's like like sometimes things can be a little bit different. Like DC Pride this year, they decided to have all the stories interconnect in one way or another. Because like everyone involved in the story has their different like what they want, like their dreams presented. If it was like etched onto a wall of a speakeasy, which I thought that was very interesting. They did use the same characters that they have been previous years. And for Marvel, they were using very similar characters. They like used Mystique and Destiny again, which they did have a little AU story, which I thought was cute. And then like they had one with Aaron and Sheila. And then who was the third one? I forgot who the third one was, but it's fine. I'll remember it later. But
Who the fuck is Aaron?
Huh?
Who? Aaron and who?
What?
Aaron and who?
Sheila Escapade.
I don't know who those are.
They're in Avengers Academy.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, the Captain America stand-in character and.
No. Okay, Aaron. No. I keep calling him in the Wasteland.
That's my hold on, let's see if I can actually find the book. There you go, I found it. But it's like they're using the same characters every year, but they but sometimes they don't actually create new stories with them. And if you keep using the same characters over and over again, you're gonna run out of stories to tell.
Pretty much.
And like the cover that I have that I bought, it was the Luciano cover where a whole bunch of queer characters are punching Red Skull in the face. Mm-hmm. And guess what? The two of the OGs are in the way back. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck is North Star and Karma in the way back? That feels like a disgrace. They need to be like closer to the front. Thank you very much. Who was the third one again?
Where's Karma?
Oh, so the third story was about Arnie Roth, if you were curious, because he's been getting a resurgence. If you're curious, which I thought was like a cute story, you know, like we haven't really seen him in an actual book, and most of the time when it comes to Arnie stories, it's talking about it's like Steve talking about Arnie, you know, it's usually not like through Arnie's perspective, which is fine.
I feel like his prior book was just for Avengers Academy fans.
It really was, honestly, and Mystique and Destiny fans. We do get a Black Cat and Sarah book story, which was pretty nice. We don't really get to see Sarah often, who is Angela's lover. Sarah. That was nice. But it's like, there are so many characters who have never gotten a story in the Pride book, i.e. like Richter and Shatterstar. And guess what, Cryptid? Your best boy Deadpool has never had a story.
That's always been an absolute shame, audience, you know. Pansexual character, he broke so many grounds for the movie.
These are only pansexual characters.
Not only that, but like, remember, audience, his movie is the one that featured an openly same-sex couple, you know, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, you know. So.
And plus, the amount of times that he's flirted with Colossus has to like. Yeah. Colossus ain't straight. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Okay, I'm gonna be 100% real with you.
We're not about to lie. He's one of the straightest people of all time.
Yeah.
Have you not seen him in the original Ultimate X-Men? Be fucking for real.
Yeah, Ultimate X-Men. Yeah. Not the main Colossus.
But besides the point, do you guys see my issues with a lot of these Pride books? They're using the same characters over and over again. And so pretty soon, people are going to get tired of seeing the same characters, and they're going to stop buying the books. And so they're going to stop making them, and then the assholes on the right are going to be like, haha, woke left nonsense. It's like, shut up.
That always my issue. There's the same problem with Marvel Voices. I don't need you to give Storm a story every time. I do not care anymore. She has her own.
We have so many characters that you can write stories about.
Like, if you're gonna do a thing, like, give me Monica who can't keep a book. Give me Blue Marvel can't keep a book.
Ooh, Blue Marvel.
I don't need anyone who has a book or consistently shows up every year.
Like, I would love a Koi Boy story. Like, he's one of our first trans mask characters at Marvel. One of the first, if not the first.
Is that the nigga with the eyes?
No, the fish guy.
Okay.
He's trans. He's one of Squirrel Girl's friends.
I keep forgetting the Eye Boy's name is Eye Boy.
Eye Boy, to our knowledge, is not queer. Even though I think he would benefit from non-binary.
He's a voyeur. He like to watch people have sex.
No, that's not a joke. That just means you're a cuck.
No, that's if it's your girlfriend. He just like to watch people.
Okay, then that means he likes to watch porn. I don't know what you want from me, man.
Yep.
I think that some characters could benefit being non-binary. I have two in mind, but I'm not getting into that today. But it's like, we have so many queer characters at Marvel and DC. Write stories about them, please.
Question, which, and because like this has been like, how long have they been doing these voices consistently? Like 6 years
2021? 2021?
Oh, okay, yeah, I know this all started with the Love is Love comic, right? Which was, you know, a great comic to, you know, raise funds for a noble cause, this and that, after really devastating tragedies and that. But to repeatedly go year after year with this, you know, as you say, like a lot of these stories are starting to feel stale at a certain point, you know?
I'm surprised Wicked and Brooklyn didn't get in this year.
It feel like they're not really trying to give you something. I feel like they're just trying to pander. They're not like giving you like actual stories.
Like at first,
or like actual stuff you want. Just like, well, here goes some gay people. Here you go.
At first, it looked like they cared, but then over time, I think what like fully showed to me that they started to like not care about their other characters was what they did last year.
The ally variants. Yeah.
The ally variants, dude. The fact that
Yeah,
they're
North
only
Star and Spider-Man dab
when
each
it
other
came
up.
to the
I love
Mystique
it.
and Destiny Renew Your Vows wedding thing.
Dude.
Like literally, it focused like a lot of the focus was on the straight people.
Yep. Dude, you cannot tell me that Daredevil, like, he's a cool guy, but would you consider him an ally? Like, no, seriously.
Well,
like,
I think you would.
wouldn't be.
No. Daredevil did have a gay friend.
Did
But
he?
regardless,
Yeah,
it's just like the
he
people
died,
that
but
they chose to pair these covers with. Most of them, they made no sense. You're telling me you put the North Star cover with Spider-Man when there was a comic with them literally beefing? You could have put him with Storm and that would have made 10 times more sense. You could have put Deadpool with Spider-Man or Daredevil and that would have made more sense.
Yep. I'm just saying you could
You could have had
like
like a Web Weaver Spider-Man cover.
Yep. I'm just saying,
There you
like,
go,
you could
Spider
have
People.
I mean, I did have like an idea in mind for a story between if Deadpool ever did have like his own story in a Pride issue, right? But I think I'll say that for myself in private. So I'll tell you guys.
Yeah, you can't really say what you want to do out loud because then other writers wouldn't be able to do it, and they probably won't let you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want anybody stealing. I mean, I just don't want people stealing my idea because I have a damn good pitch for that, So.
Oh, trust me, I have like a whole idea of stories to write, but Marvel hates me, so.
Gotcha.
But like, I do like buying these every year. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's like it just starts to feel stale after a while.
Yeah, I
do appreciate how they did DC Pride, but they're using the same characters over and over and over again.
I gotta say, like, I don't know how much these Pride comics sell, but like when I was at my comic book shop earlier this month, right, audience, I saw the DC comic. It was like a jumbo size one. It was almost like it was a trade, right? That was $10 a copy, man.
It was $10. I did not buy it. It was $10, and I'm like, I don't have the funds for that right now.
I mean, after June, I don't think these comics are going to be selling after June. And when I went back to my comic book shop a week later, I still see a stack of those DC Pride comics, as which stated that $10 is going to scare off any potential buyers.
Like the Marvel Pride one was like $6, and the Monster High one I think was like a normal one, like a normal priced one comic.
Yeah.
I mean, like for DC Pride this year, I do kind of understand the higher price tag because there was a lot of content in there.
No.
So the more content, the more pages you're gonna need.
If Marvel and DC want to do a true Pride thing, they should do a match-up book, and they have gay couples or any type of couples go on double dates with their DC counterparts.
Marvel, I'm still waiting for that double date between North Star, Kyle, Karma, and Danny. I need that double date, bitch. You promised me that shit years ago, and I still don't have it. Give it to me.
Yeah,
and I'll be fine.
There you go.
I don't know. I liked all three of them in their own ways, but it's just like they're starting to feel kind of stale, and it's like you rarely see any of these characters outside of the Pride books.
That's my biggest problem.
Yeah,
because
some of them you do see. Some of them you do see, but not all of them.
Yeah,
I think
like when was like before, like besides any other Spider-Verse event, I have not seen Web Weaver anywhere. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
we only see Aaron, Sheila, and Justin in Avengers Academy. Shit, we haven't properly seen North Star since 2023, bitch. What?
Not
we only
one.
got him in a cameo? Are you fucking kidding me? Put some respect on my man's name.
I'll let you know that's not one Web Weaver book, but there are 4 Gwen Stacy books.
Oh my
Gwen Stacy has more books than Spider-Man.
Tell me now.
Again, I would like to know what the sales department
has to say. Is America even in a book? Is America Chavez in a book right now?
No.
Why is she on the front of this cover, bitch?
Nah.
Why is she on the front of this cover?
All because she was in a movie.
Swap her out. Put her in the back. For once. Put her in the back.
Yeah.
She's like the worst one. I don't even know what she's on the cover. Like, she's the worst one. Every time we see her, she has a new girlfriend. She can't keep her like
She's like Bobby, dude. She's like Bobby Drake, but Bobby's not being a whore, which is really bothering me right now.
Oh, that's one thing I really hated. Like when I did see the one of the variant covers, and why are they pushing so hard for Iceman to be with Hercules? Like seriously,
No, let him be a whore.
don't be the whole
The
Hercules.
problem with the problem with that is only because what Hercules is trying to do with his life.
Yes,
So
exactly.
you can't
You know?
you don't want to give him a destructive partner. They can he can still be with like Marvel where they got his name was or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
But he needs a partner that can commit right now. With the goal he's trying to do.
exactly. You
Also,
gotta
by the
remember,
way, Kitty Pryde's on this cover, on this specific cover I have. She's also in the back as well. She's in
The
a
one
really
they won't
shitty book
confirm
right
is gay
now.
or not.
She's in a
they
really shitty
confirmed.
book right now.
Nah,
Motherfucker, Sun Spider is on this cover. I haven't seen her in a book in a long ass time.
Austin, they confirmed she was bi. Like I think during the
Krakoa,
from the
I
Ashes
think.
event.
Krakoa.
No, from it was
No,
from the
yeah, it
Ashes.
had to be from the Access guy and read that. I just
No,
remember
it was
people
before.
thought she was bi.
She was still queer beforehand.
No, I remember people thinking she was bi because Magic was able to talk her out of getting married to Colossus, but it wasn't confirmed at that point. At least
No,
from my
I'm talking about
understanding.
a little bit after that.
It was a Krakoa, bro.
When she was
I
getting
don't
her
care.
tattoos,
Well,
she kissed
to be-
the tattoo artist who kind of looked like Ileana.
Oh no, I do remember that.
Nah, you did not look like her, man. I read that
Like,
issue.
what the fuck? JP's on the way back of this fucking cover. I know I keep bringing him up, but like, he was our first. Why not give him the respect that he deserves? At least
I'm not
on
gonna lie,
the fucking covers, dude.
I know people are happy that Kitty's bi, but it feels weird that if that's the one they chose, the one who had the most creepy X-Men, one of the more creepy X-Men relationships. Because I always thought they were going to do Jubilee first.
Dude, I have a list of X-Men characters that need to come out as queer,
Well,
so you're not the only one.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure everybody has a queer.
Is Ileana queer? I think she was.
Any X-Men character.
No, that's funny enough. She's the only person who has not been confirmed to be anything so far. We have statements where she's said she's willing to do it, but she hasn't actually done anything.
Yeah.
Like
say
she
what
asked
you
on
want about the
Deathbird,
New
she want to have
Mutants
sex.
movie. Say what you want about that movie because we all know it's ass. But they did a right thing having Danny and Rain be queer. Because I've always wanted Danny to come out in some flavor.
Gotcha.
Some flavor. I don't care what that flavor is. Some flavor. But it's like we have so many characters. I just recently learned about this one character from Hulk comics named Hector. He named himself after the Greek mythology character. He came out in the 90s after, like, I think right after JP did. And guess what? They hang out at Rick Jones' wedding together, and they shared a page in the Marvel swimsuit special. Where is he, bitch? I haven't seen him in a hot minute, bitch.
That's funny because I do it by Hector, but he don't really get books.
He's only had like 40 issues, like 40 appearances. Where the fuck is he, man? I would like to see what's happening with him.
He's with the Living Lightning, okay?
Well, which, if it makes you feel better, I know I'm never going to see my Demolition Man in any upcoming comics.
D-Man!
Well, you should be happy.
Justice for D-Man!
Hey, yeah. You should be happy he was in a movie.
But no, the thing is, he died in that movie. As far as the MCU is concerned, he's no. As far as comics are concerned, that make stories to build off for the MCU. Demolition Man's gone. It's the same thing with.
Him also gasping her up, okay?
Yeah, it's the same thing with him and Battlestar. Both of them are. You remember Battlestar wasn't even good enough to be in the Cookout, man, because the MCU has no further use for him. So now that Demolition Man's dead in the MCU.
Homophobia, guys. Homophobia. Justice for D-Man.
Yeah.
Justice for Hector. Justice for all these OG, like all the OGs.
Marvel, I have a good pitch for a Demolition Man story. Come on.
Marvel, please let me write some stories with some of these Alpha Flight characters. Okay. You know, I would so love to have Wild Child be non-binary. It fits him too well. I read 9 News X Factor with him in it. It works.
Gotcha.
Let him be non-binary.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, that's my rants for the night. Marvel, DC, or anyone from a comic company, please consider.
You got to do better.
Please consider my complaints. I'm not angry.
No.
I'm just kind of annoyed.
Okay.
Marvel, hit me up to let me write a North Star story. Thank you. We can move on now.
Okay, gotcha. Austin, yours is the second to last book. To end. Austin?
What else we have?
Next one is my book.
What else are you
Okay,
reading? Oh,
The New Avengers #1.
he come with his bullshit.
Okay, look, I wanted to give this
I read it.
first issue. Look, I wanted to give this a first issue chance because you all know I've been in a rough patch with Winter Soldier because of what Lansing and Kelly have done to him. Audience, that was the worst era of Winter Soldier I've ever read in my life. I don't know what anybody saw in what any fans of Lansing and Kelly were seeing, but like the fact that you had Winter Soldier cause the whole world to be invaded as part of his plans to go up against the Outer Circle, which also included kidnapping Captain America's son, torturing the guy relentlessly. Like, it was just stupid. Like, I want if there are any Lansing and Kelly Captain America defenders out there, I want you to defend Cold War for me.
No, I would rather the writer he just explain what he tried to do. Okay, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It
I
was
want to
just
call it the revolution. I'm just gonna be a dick about it, I guess. Like he made like all the wrong choices.
Exactly. You know, so I just honestly don't get how there are fans of this era of Bucky. You know, but
I liked his design.
It
You
was
like the
what
man
it was.
bun?
It was.
I don't mind the man bun. I survived Aurora with a bun for 5 years. You can live.
But anyway, I wanted to give this one a try because one, Lang and Kelly are done with Marvel apparently after the whole Kamal Khan issue. That was their last project, so I don't know what they're doing in the near future, but it's not going to be anything Marvel related. So it's going to be a new
I
writing.
bet you were like, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. And, you know, of course, Bucky gets his old arm back, right? So that's good. And, you know, before buying this book, I skimmed through the pages and, you know, Bucky and Natasha, you know, they're in bed having sex, this and that. And I'm like, okay, so maybe this is a return to form because audience, Winter Soldier and Black Widow, those are one of my favorite ships, actually.
They got back together in the last one in the Doom Underworld bullshit.
I don't want to go back to that because, like, that's still the Lansing and Kelly era to me, you know. So, but this kind of feels like it's right back to basics, right? Not really. It kind of feels like it's still carrying on the stench from the Lansing and Kelly run, specifically the One World Under Doom. This is kind of weird for me because the last run of Thunderbolts, right? You know, that was a One World Under Doom tie-in, right? So that story ended. And so they have a new #1, and wouldn't you know it, it's still dealing with the after effects of One World Under Doom. Like, what?
The event just ended. The after effect hasn't happened. The event's still going on.
Like you literally begin the story with like Bucky. He's like in the middle of nowhere at this gas station talking to this one old man, and then Bucky's telling him, "Yeah, you know." They almost feel like war chummies, right? You know, there's a nice elderly old man want to talk with Bucky, this and that, and Bucky lets out, "Yeah, I know you were a Doom supporter, and you've been feeding intel to Doom from on your neighbors who are against Doom. So I'm going to burn your gas station." What?
Okay, dick.
What the? Dude. How? No, honestly, audience, like, what do you want the reaction to be? Like, seriously. I don't know what Doom has been doing with that information afterwards. I don't know. It just kind of left a poor taste in my mouth when I saw it.
It's one of those dangerous writing moments.
Yeah.
I don't think writers are thinking about.
Yeah, like, so I guess if there's somebody out there you politically disagree with, then that gives you the right to burn their business, basically. You know? So, yeah, it didn't start off on good terms for me, but then, you know, Natasha comes in, you know, they get to having Whoopi in bed, this and that. They talk about their next operation going forward, and they look to recruit X-23. You know, she's in the midst of cutting a bunch of people in Russia, probably some secret organization and this and that. And audience, I'm going back to calling Laura X-23, right? Because they had the nerve to compare, her X-23 name to Bucky's Winter Soldier name, saying that's problematic to call him Winter Soldier. So you should be calling Bucky Revolutionary, just like you should be calling
But Laura goes
Wolverine.
by Wolverine now. She is Wolverine.
Yeah, but she
No.
also doesn't care if you call her 23, unlike the fans.
Yeah.
So
I'm still calling her Wolverine. I don't give a fuck.
Go ahead.
Gotcha. Anyway, so they get to talking. They bring her back in. They're kind of.
Hello?
She does. Like, oh, guys, can you hear
You
me?
cut out for a second.
Guys.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Oh, okay. There was some dialogue here I really didn't like Bucky monologuing about how Laura is the best there is at what she does, and what she does isn't.
No,
pretty.
they've been glazing Laura even before she became Wolverine. But they still always default to Wolverine when stuff goes down. It's stupid. Make a decision.
Yeah, I really didn't like that. But okay, I know we're in politically divisive times right now, audience. But the one thing we can at least all agree on, right? Human trafficking, right? So that's basically what Bucky, Black Widow, and Laura. That's what their operation is, to go free some people who were captured and being human trafficking, specifically being experimented on.
And you'll never get by which asshole.
I mean, look. Let me bring you up a picture. Look at the person in the top right-hand corner. That's what she's being subjected to. Look at that. Like, damn. She was being experimented on. So anyway, they get to freeing her, and apparently this is all being masterminded by the Jackal. I'm like, okay. I mean, he was out of left field. I mean, he's more of a Spider-Man villain, but whatever. So they have a fight with him, and then afterwards, after the mission was a success, Bucky goes on to recruit Namor, apparently, to be part of this group. Because Jackal war buddies, between Bucky and Namor's history, So anyway, apparently Jackal was working on some top secret project, like some new cloning contraptions. And this is where we get the Dark Illuminati. I forgot what they were called. Do you remember we talked about them a while ago? The Killinati, yeah. So they were all creations by the Jackal, If only Jake were here to see Reed Richards now. I'm pretty sure this is how he believes Reed Richards looks like, But now we see him in action here, So yeah, they get the fighting, and let me bring up this picture. Look at Namor, dude.
It doesn't make sense for the Jackal to somehow fuck up the cloning this much. This guy been cloning since the 90s.
Well, he's splicing clones at this point, or he's doing something different now with clones. I mean, look at freaking Namor here, dude.
He turned into an Eldritch Abomination.
No, this is Namor's clone. I guess he decided, let's have the King of Atlantis fuse with their greatest creature, which is a Kraken. And there you go.
Namor doesn't even own a Kraken. He owns a giant whale with legs.
Well, I guess somebody needs to update Jackal on some PC.
We're not Aquaman, okay? We have a giant whale with legs and arms.
He's like, I guess Namor has to have a discussion with Jackal, saying, yeah, just because I live under the sea and have a kingdom doesn't mean I have a giant octopus under my reign.
And for some reason, you call this a troll?
I know, right? So anyway, the issue kind of ends when they bring Jackal unleashes his Black Bolt clone, who, dude, he is jacked up like a Hulk here. And he just screams, and the last scene...
He can also talk.
He can talk. Yeah, small words, yeah. But, yeah, he
I'm saying, that means he has better control than the other Black Bolt. It's just kind of weird.
I guess. But anyway, the issue ends with, an explosion happening, and, yeah, tune in for next issue, but...
He skipped that, when Dr. Guru came out, where the fuck the guy's name is? Clea assisted. And that's how she's gonna show up.
Oh yeah, Clea's part of his book audience. So yeah. Again, it still feel like it's suffering from the stench of Lansing and Kelly audience. I wanted this to be a fresh start because I want to go back to liking Winter Soldier again, you know? So, but
You
this
want to go
wasn't
back
a
to
good.
2004?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. When was the point I liked Winter Soldier up to? Uh, I, okay, just off the top of my head, it's literally before Lansing and Kelly wrote him, audience. So, you know, well, we'll see. Maybe I'll get a
I still
Winter
don't like the
Soldier.
fact that
Yeah,
some reason Hulk and Carnage are going to be in his book. Well, Eddie Brock going to be in his book.
yeah. I don't know how that makes sense either. you, we all know this book was probably made at the last minute to build off the hype of Thunderbolts. You know, given the whole
I'm sure
Astro.
Hulk's here just to be like, look, it's a version of the people who sent you away. Even though Hulk should probably not care at this point. If anything, I would have had Scar here. So watching him react to like what started his whole thing would have been kind of funny.
Yeah. The Hulk here has long hair, so some people were even thinking that was Scar, but hey.
Well, Hulk
Scar
didn't have long
comes-
hair for the whole his whole current new ring.
Gotcha. Yeah. It won't surprise me if the mandates that the editorial gave to this writer were that, okay, you can make your team, but it needs to have Bucky Barnes and Black Widow.
It felt like he looked at it and said, man, you need some more A-listers.
Yeah. Okay, the person writing this book is Sam Humphries. I'm not too familiar with their work, so
I'm not either.
yeah.
I don't really pay attention to writers a lot of the time.
Special occasions, you know. So, all right, that's really it for my book. So, with that, we can move on.
Imperial.
Yay.
I want you to know, after this, by the way, I want y'all to all go into Discord or VC, and we're gonna cuss Dick out. Anyway,
Okay.
that's all he's doing.
Wow.
Imperial. This man there watching Doctor Who. Imperial.
Oh wow.
Number 1. Exactly. So when we get done, we're going to show up.
Yeah.
Okay, Imperial number 1. So if people don't remember, this is the big space book by Jonathan Hickman. This sets up the future of the Marvel space cosmic era. Well, I don't want to say era, but how cosmic space is going to go. It starts off with 2 people playing a game. And Mephisto and some fish. Some type of space fish, bro. But they're playing chess. And they say every game starts with a death. I was hoping it was going to be the Challenger from Avengers No Surrender.
Yeah.
But I guess fuck me, I guess.
The fact that Marvel doesn't have Jim Zub anymore pretty much shows that the Challenger is no longer. It's not going to be appearing anytime soon, dude. Like,
this book starts off though with the death of Hulk's son, not Scar, his second son. If people don't remember, people loved playing Hulk. So Scar was the kid that she protected and saved, but when she gave birth to another kid right before she died, it was stupid. People didn't really like him, so they just sent him back to the car. But he was Hulk's son. He was like gray. He was gray and skinny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his name, and they don't care enough to tell you his name in this book.
Okay.
But it's Hulk's second son, who hated him way more than Scar, who almost killed him, was assassinated. So Hulk brings She-Hulk here because she's family, and I'm this show because he won't leave them alone.
Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
I guess he got tired of not being in the book, and like fuck that. I need some type of relevancy.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to the car for his son's funeral.
Yeah.
So that's where you go to the next page. There you get this page. Hulk in his full cigar gear. She-Hulk in her gladiatorial thing, and Braun and where the fuck that is.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that. Why is Amadeus here exactly? Like,
because he
wants to leave them alone. Like I said, yeah.
Oh man, just like, you know, hey, Hulk's
like,
son
and don't
died.
forget, he has history with Sakaar too.
Oh, he doesn't have history with Scar though. Like,
no, Sakaar, and it's not Scar, it's the other kid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The other kid became king after he left, so he got a little bit of
Yeah.
history with him.
Yep. Because remember, audience, there was a point in time where Greg Pak just ran out of ideas to do with Amadeus,
Yeah.
so he's like, let me just redo Planet Hulk and World War Hulk with Amadeus. Pretty much.
I did put a picture of Hulk son so y'all can actually see him, but it's a skinny gray nigga. It don't matter.
Okay.
But Hulk gets here, and immediately people started acting, causing trouble, talking shit. So Hulk has to put a pink demon in his place. Give me a second. Let me finish this war.
Damn.
Encrypted is bad. He punches this dude out of the city 100 miles. I think he dives out and lands on this dude and crushes his spine.
You know what?
Because how dare you cause trouble on the day that my son died?
Yeah. I would say it's deserved because if you're going to talk smack in front of a Hulk, dude, I mean, what were you expecting was going to happen?
Yeah, but he's
on.
one that's the challenger who thought they were going to try to be king the moment the guy died. So Hulk had to remind people, do y'all remember who I am? Did y'all forget what y'all one true king looked like? And they're all like, oh shit, it's that guy. People don't remember. Reason Hulk, the whole reason this place was ever liberated in the first place, and his blood also gave birth to new life once the car. And that's why he's so significant. And that's why they don't care about Amadeus Cho being here. But yeah, people like World Breaker. They're excited. Let me see. They try to explain to Hulk that we think your son was assassinated, but really no. So now they're trying to figure out what's going on.
They're like, we blame the Kree and the Skrull Empire.
Well, not yet. We're gonna do it later.
We'll blame the gay people later.
We do the funeral parlor, the funeral prior, and he basically tells She-Hulk, "I need you to stay here for 5 days. I need to figure out who killed my son. I need to beat up whoever killed my son." And she's like, "Look, bro, I don't really want to stay here, but I can do 5 days. There's a problem, you'll be back." He said, "Sure." The first thing they say is, Hulk did not come back in 5 days.
Wow.
Now we cut to the next stage of this book, which is through the Pilgrim, and we cut to Jay's son.
Picture?
Sure. Just go ahead, with your writer. The Jay-Son era. Let me drink another sip of water.
Oh my
I'm
God,
trying not to cough into the mic, bro. It's killing me.
Gotcha. I haven't heard that name in a while, man.
Yeah, because James Gunn said, "Fuck continuity. I want ego."
Yeah. The last
Elemental guns. Why would I give Peter Quill that?
Yeah, the last time I recall them being brought up was during Bendis' run on Guardians of the Galaxy, but that was it. Really. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was going wherever the Kitty Pryde era was.
Yeah.
But Jay-Son's daughter, Peter Quill's, I think his younger sister, older, I don't remember. She was also assassinated.
Oh wow, another sibling audience for a superhero. Wow.
Okay. She's not new though, to be fair. She's been around, I think, longer than the Hulk's kids.
Okay.
But she got assassinated, and you find there's a lot of people who've been targeted by this mysterious poison. Golly, man. I don't know why. It's on our throats killing me.
Oh, okay.
But Jay-Son is basically trying to explain to Peter, "Look, bro, you're cool, you're good, but you're a leader, but you're not like a planet leader. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't need you here. I don't need your run and gun style. Yeah. I don't need the Guardians. We need to figure this out quietly.
You ain't no ego, after all."
Yeah. Basically. So he goes and finds Richard Rider because, Peter just can't leave well enough alone. And Richard's like, "Bro, I don't want to help you. I'm done." Because Richard Rider's in this constant state of either he's ready to go, he's a hero, or he's depressed and he doesn't want to be a hero. Oh no, the Nova Corps is gone again. Off screen. What do I do? It's dumb.
Yeah.
But I like his outfit, so I wanted to show it.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. Looks more of an up-to-date version of the suit. Like more
Yeah, they
heavy
gave him back his
metal.
long hair, and he got the beard and mustache. I disagree.
Yeah. Yep.
But Hulk arrives at Jason's empire, and he's like, "Look, something's going on. I need to figure out. And then whatever happens on the car, let me hear." But basically, um, Richard Rider turned the guy down, and then we
Yeah.
see Gladiator. That's right, people.
Okay.
Gladiator. Who remember Gladiator?
Me.
Yeah, from the CR. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's the
Got
only
them all.
CR people can name that isn't Xavier's daughter or wife.
Okay, let's see. Gladiator, Landra,
Exactly.
Deathbird. Deathbird, does that count? I don't know.
Yes,
say
I
it
don't
counts.
know. And
Charles' kid. What was the name again?
Leandra.
okay. So yeah, 3.
But
I have a couple
I'm sure
others.
I'm sure that's 2 more than most people can name. So give me some credit. You know.
but basically, Jason explains to Hulk, where I'm close to figuring it out. I narrowed it down to being Skrull and Kree. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry about your son, Hulk. Losing the kid is hard. I might lose my daughter as well. At this point, everyone thought Jason was just bullshitting. Because, like, Hulk's son died, and it's a Hulk. Why couldn't it afford to kill your daughter?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sound like a setup to me. But Hulk explains to him that my dad's kid, that son who died, he hated me. And I never had a chance to try to fix it right. Because I had my own problem going through. So imagine how mad I am by the situation.
Yeah.
And then we get to some like gladiatorial arena because Peter's just trying to get Richard Rider on his side and cheer him up. But this man too depressed, bro.
Of course.
We get to Witch's favorite part of this book, where they have a meeting. They invite the Shi'ar.
Mm-hmm.
They invite the Empire. They invite the Wakandans, but they turn it down. And he looks Hulkling right in the eye and says, "That motherfucker is guilty."
He's like, "What the fuck did I do?" He was like, "What did I didn't do anything."
Why?
And,
just because
like, you can't go
just because he's
using
just
people of
green,
murder.
Just because he's green, you automatically accuse him of guiltiness. Wow.
And it turned out he's right and wrong. It was the Empire, but it was not Hulkling, obviously.
Yeah.
It was the Kree scientists. When they did it, and then the guy who was explaining got assassinated. And who killed him?
Yeah.
A Wakandan soldier.
Oh, dude. Oh, boy.
So now it's like Wakanda used the Kree to make a super poison and kill Hulk's son. Wait, so can you imagine how mad Hulk is now? He almost catches the guy, but the guy breaks a hole in the dome, which starts like messing with the gravity and air. So Hulk decides to save people instead of chasing down.
Well,
and also Jason gets killed too.
Oh, man.
So let me phrase that. He gets hit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like he dies. They actually died though.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so now Peter is back being the king of where the fuck his home called?
Sparta? Spartax?
Yeah, Spartax. Yeah, Spartax.
Yeah. Well, at least they're doing something with Peter Quill, I guess, so.
Well, the Guardians can't keep a book that might be quote unquote fan favorite, so it's something.
Yeah.
That tells you, like, people be complaining about their minor characters. The Guardians of the Galaxy become A-list heroes. They still can keep a book.
I can't really explain that. I don't know what the explanation is.
Every run day, like the moment a run gets good, it gets canceled.
Yeah. Even
we can't win. That's the explanation. We can't win.
Dude, even Donnie Cates at his peak couldn't save that run from lasting more than 12 issues. Imagine that.
Yeah, like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You get a cameo on Super Skrull talking to Peter, trying to apologize and figure out the situation. People don't remember Super Skrull has been killed since Empire. Since he been trying to make it up to Teddy.
I swear. Okay, here's
for
the
being,
thing about,
kidnapping his mom or some shit. I don't remember.
Here's the thing about the Super Skrull. It's like he keeps fucking up, and yet, both like the Skrull Empire pre Teddy and the Kree Skrull Alliance post Teddy, and he still keeps fucking up, dude. You're lucky that Teddy is kind enough to keep you alive. And like, you keep just fucking up, but love you, man, but like, get your shit together.
This also
I think people underrate Super Skrull.
Dude, at this point, dude, he needs to upgrade himself by giving him a fifth power.
No. You gotta remember, he hasn't seen him in 4 years. So he doesn't know how their powers evolved.
Oh, wow.
So if he sees him in 4 one more time, like, he's going to get a power up regardless. Because he will understand, these powers can do a lot more than I thought.
So,
he's like, dang, I should hang out with these people earlier.
He's like, wait, I could create fire clones in myself? Wait, you're telling me with Invisible Woman's power, I could block out the sun?
I can make full invisible constructs of things.
yeah.
That's all he needs to see the current Phantom Sword. He can make a 4-dimensional portal by stretching? What the fuck?
yeah.
It literally changes everything.
Exactly.
But, so Peter Quill takes his dad ring, and he's now the king. We went over that.
The return of the king.
Go to the next picture. That's when we get to this picture. Basically, everyone's ready to go to war. So it's literally the Empire, the Shi'ar, Hulk by himself. I don't know. I don't think Amadeus was here.
Okay.
It's Spartax versus the whole Wakanda intergalactic empire.
Well, I gotta say this, Austin. By the end of this, I can understand why we won't be seeing the intergalactic Wakandan Empire anytime soon, man. If they ever go on hiatus, so yeah.
And don't we have the full Ronan the Accuser and his stuff.
I forgot
Richard Rider decided to come along.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I forgot he was alive.
Dude, he was dead for years, man. Like he got replaced by
no one's blaming me.
The movie
no one's blaming me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was replaced by Carol Danvers' sister, L'Oreal.
Where the fuck is she?
Probably dead. I'm
either on Earth or dead. One of the two.
Yeah.
I just remember Crit kept gooning over her sister because she was a muscle mommy.
Hey.
Trying to tell me something, Krypton?
Some things are left to the DMs, all right. So, all right.
But
I would have liked
an explanation. 5 empires versus Wakanda. So this is my problem. I told Crypt this like a week or two ago. Wakanda, they like to treat it's almost damn near like a Superman thing, where they can quote unquote just do anything. Because they're like, well, since they're 100 years in the future, they made tech for this. Or they have tech that can do that. We've seen Black Panther fight Immortal Hulk.
Yeah.
And do like great by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So like this seems like a one-sided fight, but it's never going to be one-sided. Like these people can legit somehow lose because Wakanda is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't want the defense being like Marvel's. Like we want to keep the integrity of the Wakandans and that stuff, especially since after the whole viewing run of Wakanda, you're like, oh come on, you're not going to want to keep that integrity. You're not really looking to keep that integrity there, So. There really shouldn't be an explanation for how the intergalactic Wakanda Empire should be able to fight all these people. Yeah, they may be 100 years ahead of Earth's time in terms of tech, but dude, that's nothing compared to the galaxy, dude.
I think we're going to see a return of Warbreaker Hulk for real.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Hulk has to go that far, it shows you how bullshit Wakanda is.
Yeah.
And not even counting Gladiator, bro. How much would it bet? I can't wait for him to pull up some random bullshit at this conference. And he put a wicked person in.
Yeah.
This is a good start to a book, but
Yeah.
And like
Almost.
I wish they did like when they put their second issue out too. I have to see how this fight go. Because how this fight go is really going to judge if I like this book or not.
I want to see a bunch of torn up, broken pieces of vibranium at the end of this audience.
Like,
That's what.
and the biggest question I have, if like we know Black Panther's supposed to be in one of these books, or he's getting his own one shot and stuff, but he's not in the King of Wakanda right now. Remember? Because they bullshitted
Well,
us.
Austin, he's actually the king of his own planet right now in the Avengers book. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay, let's face it that then.
Well, but the writer wrote it in a way where like it'll make sense if he doesn't use them because they were all just it was a planet filled with POWs that the Twilight Court kidnapped.
No. I just meant in the sense of like we didn't even know he had like access to the intergalactic empire of Wakanda, but he already had the planet in space. I could see him just going to the empire.
Oh, okay, yeah, true.
And he's not stuck on Earth with
Mhm.
Wakanda that sided with Namor as he flooded them.
I know.
Bro, I hate Black Panther.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. So you're not the only one who hates Wakandans right now, man. Turns out the galaxy sharing that sentiment. So, all right.
No, I will say this though. Shout out to Black Panther. He never got put on the plantation.
Oh, that's one. That's one bullet that was dodged, at least, audience. So.
If you don't understand that reference, read Sam Wilson.
Yep. So. All right then. Any final words on this before we move on, Austin? It's the last book.
I need Hulk to beat Black Panther's ass. Like
Yes.
I need people to stop talking about Black Panther like he just Black Batman. When we're prep time, he just do whatever. I need to get his ass.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see that. But anyway, all right, let's move on to the last book of the night, audience.
Yay!
Which?
I'm talking about Ultimate X-Men Volume 2, Issue 16. Okay. Yeah, I picked the inside cover because it shows the full art, even though I have the variant cover in my hands right now. With my girl Nico on the front. Anyways, so we start off to 4 months ago. Okay. We see Nico and Mori run into Nico's apartment, and she's like, "What the hell happened? Like, why are all my magic seals and shit broken? Oh my god, where's Hisako?" And so she looks down and she sees the broken phone and a little red thing, okay? And guess what it is? It's Hisako's little talisman thingy. And so Nico picks it up and holds it and it starts like getting covered with like this black shadowy goop. And so it starts to grow in eyeballs. And so Nico drops it because ill gross.
Yeah.
And so then we cut to like a little diner and everything like that, and they're discussing what could have happened to Hisako. They want to try contacting her mom, but like they can't get into her phone. I don't know why y'all didn't exchange passcodes, but whatever. Anyways, so they're about to leave, and they pass by this one lady who is wearing green and has brown and white hair. I wonder who that could be. But Nico forgot something. And so we cut to a tiny bit later where she's trying to find her little book thing. And so guess what? She's like, "Oh my god, where's my grandmother's book? Like, it must be at the restaurant." And guess who they see? They see the woman wearing the green. And she's like, "Hey, my name's Futaba. Shall we get desserts and have a little chat? You know?" Because like Futaba knows knows about the Children of the Atom. Mori and Nico know what's going on with the Children of the Atom. So like Futaba is suggesting that they might maybe work together. Like maybe they should work together. And so hands a business card, And after eating their desserts and drinking their drinks, the two girly pops, they leave and everything like that. And so they're walking home, and Mori's looking at the news as one does, and she's bringing up this one article where there is this new mutant group running around carrying signs with X's on it. Apparently, and like they're wearing costumes and masks. They're calling themselves the X-Men, I think. I don't know. And Nico's like, "Give me your phone, girl. Give me your phone." She's like, "We need to go find them," because if you remember from a couple issues prior, May was calling themselves the X-Men. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we cut to the new Temple of the Children of the Atom, where Nico is infiltrating, pretending to be a member, and she's talking to this little kid, who is green.
Do you want me to switch to the next picture, or?
Yeah, go to the next picture real quick. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, that was the one with Futaba, Nico, and Mori chit-chatting. I'll let you know when I change it if I remember. And so,
Gotcha.
Nico sees, a person crying, and she's like, what's up with that one? And the little green kid is like, oh, I don't know why she's like that. She's been at the Adaton, or whatever the fuck it's called. More than any of us. Like, she should probably be happy that she got chosen to go, or whatever. But I heard, some of the kids tell me it's kind of scary because it's in the basement. But maybe she might not even come back next time. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, and so Nico's like, how do you get to this place? Like, surely someone so blessed should know. And this little kid's like, oh, not me. You gotta be picked to go. And so Nico looks at this kid again, and guess who it is?
Who?
You gotta guess.
Who?
You gotta
guess. Armor? I don't know. Who is it?
Yes, it's Hisako.
Oh wow, I was right there. There you go.
Nico's like, oh my god, Hisako. And then she leaves, and Nico's chasing after her, and she's like, wait, Hisako, it's me. Like, it's me, it's Nico. And she gets stopped by the Meister, Sinister, by the way, if you're curious. And he's like, what's this? A lost sheep wandering alone? Like, what could be the matter? And tell, who is this Nico person? I know all the children here. I don't know this Nico person. And so the little green kid, remember from earlier? He's like, oh, there you are, Grim. Like, she's new here and got lost, but we found her, right, Serge? And Serge is like, yeah, we found her. And the Meister's like, in that case, well, I'm glad you found your little sheep. Now go. It's nearly time for dinner. The little green kid's like, oh, bless you. Like, after dinner, you gotta show me more tricks, Grim. Like, I love your magic. And so, they go to eat dinner, as you do. And Serge is talking with Nico, and she's like, the hell were you thinking? Like, I see you snooping around. Don't think I don't know what you're fucking doing. Like, damn, like, if I suspect that you're a fucking traitor, I'll fry your ass. Like, don't test my patience. She shows off her little electrical stuff, as she does.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the people, who is like one of the facility people, is like, okay, guys, utensils down, time for bed. And Serge is like, you get one warning, Grim, with quotation marks. You can't forget the quotation marks, okay, Cryptid?
Yep. Can't. Definitely not.
Oh, you need to emphasize that Serge is suspicious. That's how it works. Mm-hmm. She's like, try that again, and the static's the last thing you're ever gonna take. Good night. Anyways, so we cut to Nico in the middle of the night. She wakes up. She makes sure that her roomie is asleep, and she goes outside because everyone needs a midnight stroll. And she's trying to call someone, but no signal. And guess what? RIP her phone. And it's Serge, obviously, because who else has electrical powers here? And she's like, I warned you to stop sneaking the fuck around, new girl. Like, you're not new. Like, we've met before. Like, I recognize you. You have that face. Like, we got a friend in common, don't we? That little punk girl, May. Yeah, we know. I know her. I know you know her. And so they start a fight. They start a duel. But Nico is like holding her own. You can switch to the next picture. Where's the picture?
Oh, sorry, next picture. Hold on. Right here.
There you go. Holding on her own, and she's like, just you calling me a traitor, as if I'd be any loyalty to betray, man. Like, I will miss the children. I truly did like them, but fuck you. I don't care about you. I'm only here to find my friends. I don't know where half of my squad is right now, okay? Well, technically 3/5 of the squad. Mm-hmm. And so she does this cool moves, and Serge's like, what the fuck? What was that about? What? And traps her, and all this other stuff. And Nico's like, you'll find I can do many things, bestie. Like, do not underestimate me. And Serge's like, you want to find your friend? There are no friends of yours here. Like, we're only the elite, the chosen ones. And Nico's like, you said you know May. What about that Kageyama kid? he's the reason for why my friend is here. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really matter. I'm not here to take your place. I simply do not give a shit. So yeah. And so Serge is like, Kageyama, what do you know about Kageyama, bitch? Like, fuck you. And tries to attack Nico, but guess what? She can fucking fly now. Just cool as hell. This Nico fucking Minoru. And so she's like, can you not? Like, how sad. Perhaps I am the real Homo Superior. Next picture, please. And she gets entrapped by some weird tentacle thingies. I couldn't tell you what the fuck that is, honestly.
Oh,
And
is
so
that
guess
a
what?
Reed
Guess who
Richards
shows up?
fan right there?
The Master.
Reed
The Meister? It has an E in there. I don't know how to pronounce it. The Meister.
Okay.
And he's like, I'd say that you're far from being a true Homo Superior. Girl, I don't even know she's actually a mutant in this universe, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Being for real. Anyway, so we cut to a playground, as you do, and we see Kanon and we see her brother just chit-chatting. And he's like, are you kidding? You're still in contact with my ex Futaba? Like, listen, sis, like, you've done a lot of crazy things. But, like, I guess, like, Futaba did look after you a lot. And Kanon's like, oh, yeah, you break up with her anyway, not like you're ever gonna do anything better. Like, because, you know, she's cool like that. And so he's like, I'm glad you're doing good, though. Yeah. And all this other stuff. And he's like, I heard you're planning on the raid of the children of the Atom to save your friends. That sounds exactly the kind of stupid thing I would expect for you to do. And Kanon's like, sounds like a blast, don't you think? Want to come, Tatsuya? And he's like, I don't know. You know, I used to have a job, a life, purpose. All that gone in a moment. We found that stupid-ass suitcase. You know? And what does my supportive sister do? Tells me I'm lame.
Oh. Oh, which? You there? Did I just cut out? Which? Oh, okay.
I'm back.
Which,
sorry about that.
Okay. Gotcha. I know I signed out for a bit, but all right.
Yeah, sorry about that. So I don't remember where I was, but I'm going to start. So he was like, oh, yeah, I had like a life and all this other stuff, but it like all of this started because we found a stupid suitcase and all this other stuff, you know, and we do get a little flashback of them fighting where it ends up with Tatsuya punching Kanon in the face because, you know, siblings fight and all this other stuff. And he's like, I'm your older brother. I'm supposed to protect you and keep you safe. Instead, I ran away like a coward. Like, you're right. I was lame. It was too big for me. And she was like, dude, get over it. Sure, you smacked me. But I willed on you twice as fucking hard. And you could cut to the last picture. So we see Kanon get like a little message on her phone. And she's like, whoa, a text from May. Like, I gotta go. And Tatsuya's like, wait, I'm coming too. And so an orange car pulls up. And it is Futaba, and she's like, y'all in a rush, like, get in. And so we see the message on the phone, where it's like, May was like, oh, I got a call from Nico, tried hitting back up, but she didn't pick up. And Mori's like, what do we do? Like, I'm heading over right now. And Kanon's like, in a car, on my way. And so that's where the issue ends. We do get a lexicon of Hisako herself, of, like, her in her bag, like, her outfit, her coin purse, you know, her lunch, and shit like that. That's where the issue ends. Shit's about to get real. Are you excited? Cryptid. Great. Hold on. Stable network. Lovely.
Okay.
Hey. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Again. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Did I get to finish the book at least? Or did I forget?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it was probably from my end that we lost signal. But all right.
Yeah, so that's basically the end of the book. Wait till next month. I'll get back to you on that. I probably won't have to be able to talk about all of my books next month because I have a lot of shit going on. But regardless, I'll talk about some of these books next. So stay tuned.
Sounds good. But all right, then, audience. Well, that just about does it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, there you go. Listen to what Witch says. So
go take a shower. Go eat some food.
Yep. So All right, we'll see y'all next time. Bye. Stream.